All right, everybody. Episode 13, it was a snooze fest, but we're going to talk about it. Let's go. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to Red Lipstick Reality TV. As you can tell, I have a fun new sign. Do you love it? You can thank my friends Adrian and Keithan. They thought my video space should have a little bit more Zaza. And hey, we've got it now. So, hey, if you're new here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We welcome everybody here. If you're coming back, welcome back, Red Lipstick Club. We're here, y'all. Okay. We're here. Episode 13, season 18. It was a snooze fest. I'm sorry, y'all. I think I barely made it through it. I'm sure might have been the same for you, but it was a moment. Episode was called The Elephant in the Room. I will say when it gets to the end of the episode, y'all, it brings up some things that I have been talking about, and I'll make sure to tag the video that I talked about it because they definitely brought up the elephant in the room on all these conversations. Also, the elephant in the room in every tell-all, and I'm ready for them to really talk about it. Either way, though, let's go back to the beginning of this episode. Segment 1 basically is another McKelty center of attention moment. I've never seen somebody so starved for attention in my life, and then she married somebody just like her. So we have to go through this. I do think that, gender reveal parties are okay. We're doing that now. I'm not at all shocked that Leon wasn't on there. I think some people might maybe say Leon wasn't on there because Leon doesn't want to be filmed, but I also believe Leon does not like gender reveal parties because it's basically assuming how you are born into this world is how you will identify later in life. And a lot of people are no longer into gender reveal parties. They're just like, can you just have a baby shower and keep it pushing? I don't know. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinions on that, but I totally understand if Leon didn't want to be there. Also, Garrison was not there, and I'm not shocked at all that Garrison wasn't there because when I tell you Garrison is checked out, Garrison's over it. Gwendolyn made an appearance, so Gwendolyn supported her sister. Even Gabe showed up, which I was really proud of Gabe. I find it very convenient, though, that Robin's kids aren't there. As much as they complain about being left out of everything, why wouldn't they show up for this gender reveal party since they love McKelty so much? So everybody else is required to be bigger people, but Robin's kids, who are almost all of them adults, only 2 of them are not adults. I don't know why they wouldn't even have the little kids there. What do the little kids have against their siblings? And Robin complains about her little kids not knowing who her siblings are. Yet here's an opportunity with all of them on a call together, and they don't bring them to the gender reveal. It also tells me that Robin and Cody went into this thing basically with a terrible attitude. They tried to act like they didn't have a bad attitude. They were basically expecting everyone else to, and they did not. Everyone else allowed it to be about McKelty. I'm just sick of the charade of them trying to act as though they want this family to be together, and that Robin wants her kids there, and they feel so left out. This is a perfect example of them doing this to themselves. I don't know what we can say at this point. So yeah, they do the reveal. Obviously, we know they're having boys, whatever. I always say leave it to McKelty to just have a group call with Cody and Robin on it. I mean, she is really forcing this, and she talks about how everybody needs each other. Not really. Everybody really doesn't need each other, especially when it's toxic. And Cody, I think honestly, it's like, McKelty, you want people to shove it under the rug because you don't have issues, but to ask your siblings to shove things under the rug just because you don't have things going on with them, and to pretend that their dad has not treated them terribly is just, I just don't think that's fair for you to do. I'm sorry. That forced interaction time is just so weird. They got through it. I mean, they're better than me. I just would not have been interested in that fake interaction, to be honest with you. Also, Cody continues to make it about him and saying, oh, I thought it was going to be, all this vitriol towards me. He's so self-obsessed. If you guys haven't seen, he did a podcast interview A few other reviewers have looked over it. I did a live review of it with everyone, so we could kind of chat about it together. If you haven't seen that live, click up there. You can actually catch the live that we did and hear my thoughts about his interview, but he's incredibly self-absorbed. Mary is not on this. This is the first time that we see on this show where it's kind of like a little bit of an acknowledgement that Mykelti does not fool with Mary. But I honestly am kind of just sick of these like Mary ostracizing moments. And they tried to throw in this moment with her with the house. And I'm just like, with that carriage house, I'm like, I don't care about the carriage house. We literally just saw another moment where Mary's just left out. And I'm like, Mykelti, if you weren't going to invite everybody, then you need to break it up. You don't get to just have one family event and leave one mom out. If you don't have a relationship with her, that's fine, but it's not okay. In this situation, to me, this was not okay. She should have split it up. She should have done a call with Janelle and Christine's family. Sorry, this is the way it's going to have to be. She should have done a call with Cody and then been done. But to have everybody on that call and leave Mary out and not even give Mary a chance to come, it's just, I mean, I don't know, y'all. It just seems kind of out the blue for me to be like, I don't want Mary around my kids, or I don't know. I know not everybody likes it. I mean, I'm not saying that maybe they didn't have something going on, but it's just, the energy is really off around that Mary Mykelti situation. That energy is really off for me, and I don't know how to feel about it. But like I said, this is another reason why I think Mary needs to start talking, because at least if Mary were to say, you know what, I really wasn't the nicest mom to Mykelti. I totally understand that she doesn't want me there. It's unfortunate that I couldn't do better when I was a young adult to her and a young parent. I should have done better. Maybe if I heard Mary say that, I'd feel better about this situation. But it feels like Mary has no clue that this girl doesn't like her, or she's like ignoring it, or acting like it didn't happen, or it's now that it's coming into the show, Mary is gonna have to start talking about it. You guys, I'm sorry, she has to talk about it. That's it. Moving on, y'all. Okay, so they're having a family dinner because Isabel's going back to North Carolina, and she lives with Maddie there to go to school. Dinner spread was lovely. Steak, lobster, crab legs. They got money now. They not poor no more, y'all. Tony asking again about Christine's dating life. He's such a creep. I'm so over him. He's so odd. He's very inappropriate. He's like socially inappropriate. I feel like that's just his MO. I don't know. It's just really weird. He's socially inappropriate. And they're kind of like saying things like they were worried about her with dating. And I'm like, why are you worried? She's been divorced like 5 seconds. Like, she wasn't in a fling of a marriage. She was in a marriage for almost 3 decades. Why would you think that she would just, all of a sudden jump and get into dating right away? I don't know. Be worried maybe when it's like 10 years down the line and she still hasn't attempted to even date somebody. Maybe then. But to be worried after like a year, like she was literally in a 30-year marriage. So stop rushing her. Let her figure it out. She clearly did figure it out. She's married now, but let her figure it out. They bring up the topic. So they're fast forward, y'all. Janelle and Christine are driving to visit Christine's brothers. And I think Idaho is where they're going. And so they're on the road trip together. And so Christine basically brings up marriage and how Robin had made the comment that until they got a release from the church, Christine, as far as she was concerned, wasn't divorced. Like, you have to get a release from the church. And Christine basically points out, like, I'm not with the church anymore, so why would I need a release? And then she asked Janelle, do you think Robin said that because she felt like it invalidated her own marriage? And I'm thinking to myself, why would Robin have any conversation about that? She's the only one there with a legal marriage. He's living monogamy with her. Like, why would Robin have any opinion on that? She deserves no opinion on that. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Janelle says, no, it didn't invalidate mine. And they also talk a little bit about her relationship. She says Cody has not been to her house in 10 months. You guys, I don't know if they're telling Janelle to drag this out or not. And I guess the end of this episode kind of maybe explains a little bit more as to why Janelle is still in this situation with him, because I'm wondering what is really going on. But when a man hasn't been to your house for 2 months, you're not married. Like, at least in like one of these spiritual situations, like you're not married. I'm just very confused by this. I'm just confused. I'm just very confused, Janelle. What's going on? Now they fast forward. Cody's with one of his guy friends that sells, the guy that he did the ceremony for, his wedding ceremony for. They're trying to make this guy happen, I guess. another boring. I really don't care what Cody does, to be honest with you guys. I think that's the problem. Why I'm so over it is I don't care about Cody. I don't care about him. I don't want to know what he's doing with his life. I don't care what he does for business. The only thing I care about is for these women to get the money that's owed to them and for them to leave you. That's literally all I care about when it comes to Cody. And I wish he would take care of his and spend time with all of his kids, but he doesn't know how to do that. So fast forward past that. But they basically talk about all the things that happened in this sports car. And I remember the white sports car because it's the one that he was driving when they first started the show, and he was like announcing that they were coming out as polygamous. And then he says, this is the car that I fell in love with Robin in. And it's just another point, you guys, to say, like, this man literally had an affair. Like, how were any of these other marriages going to survive this, you guys? I just don't see these other marriages surviving this affair that Cody had. He had an affair, y'all. I just don't think there's any way around it at this point. That just kind of cleared that up for me. Basically, the segment honestly was boring and pointless, listening to Cody talk about the cars. I didn't really care. But he did find a way to compare his marriages, his failure as a plural husband, to fitting a car and fitting a square into a round hole, or a peg into a square. Either way, he's trying to fit something that doesn't make sense. And I'm just like, okay, Cody. So it took an affair for you to figure that out. Oh, okay. Gotcha. We're going to our next segment, you guys. I just called this segment, he was a cheater from day one. And Cody basically blames Janelle for why they can't be married. Like, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, why would Janelle stay in a marriage with a man that's clearly not in love with her, Cody? And I'm just like, you're not in love with her. So, I mean, why are you blaming her for you not being in love with her, and for her recognizing that and deciding to move on? Is she supposed to be in a loveless marriage for the rest of her life because it satisfies your ego and your needs? Okay, I guess that's what you're telling me. Also, I'm thinking like Savannah, she says they fast forward between the two of them, and Janelle's talking to Christine, and she says that he hadn't even seen Savannah for over a month. So he's continuously neglecting his parental duties. And I'm like, Janelle, once again, you're letting him get away with this. You're not making him have any accountability for taking care of his children outside of Robin's. That's a problem. I'm also looking at Robin for this situation, you guys, because it's just interesting to me that she would be okay for him to be a deadbeat dad. Because I don't think that she would be okay with him being a deadbeat dad to her children. So I'm wondering why she's making it okay for him to be a deadbeat dad to everyone else's kids. Because didn't she basically take her children away from their biological father because he wasn't paying child support, because she basically thought he was a deadbeat? But you're in a full relationship, a monogamous one at that, with Cody, and you've made him take no accountability for the fact that he has become a deadbeat dad. Savannah is literally without a dad because he's not getting along with her mom. But I think that, It's not her children, so I guess Robin doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Um, Janelle, when she talks about dating, she's very uncomfortable when she talks about dating. It's very interesting. And I wonder why that is. I'm like, this isn't your first time at the rodeo, sweetie. You were married before you even got with Cody. So I don't know. I feel like the religious dogma and like the indoctrination of religion has really held her back. And I'm hoping now, that this was filmed, at least a year and a half ago, I think. That I think at this point now she's kind of started to remove herself from that a little bit and seeing the world for what it is and not being so scared to venture out into it, or at least talk about it. I just find it interesting. She's like really sketchy around talking about things relating to dating. This is why I bring up the point where I said that Cody was cheating from day one. And I'm sorry, y'all. I have a serious problem with Janelle and how she handled this situation with Mary and Cody. She met Mary and Cody and had these like kind of feelings about Cody when he was still Mary's boyfriend. So this was not a married couple that was like actively seeking out a wife. And all this time, you guys have basically been saying Mary's the one that's brought in all the wives. Well, yeah, maybe the wives, but she didn't bring Janelle in to be a wife. She brought Janelle in to meet her boyfriend. And then Cody, being a cheater, because that's what he does, starts flirting with her. And Janelle, having low self-esteem, I'm sure, buys into that and totally disregards the fact that she's now asking to be married to her sister-in-law's husband. I'm sorry, but no. Now I see why Mary had so many issues with Janelle from day one. Because, baby, I would have had all the issues. And I don't know why she even signed off for this to happen. It's crazy to me. I don't know what Mary was thinking, signing off for that. I have a WTF moment, y'all. And we're going to insert right here.
She was a separate entity from us, and Cody ended up being over there quite a bit.
Robin always supported our family traditions because that was part of the negotiation that we made when we got married. In fact, she actually enhanced our traditions.
For me. Okay, so they basically talk about all the family traditions stopping when Robin came into the family. And then Cody, once again, finding a way to not blame Robin and to make it everybody else or everyone else is delusional or everyone else is making things up, because there's no way that Robin could be guilty of anything. So everyone's just making this up, Cody. Why would they make that up? Why would they make up the fact that they were doing something before Robin came in the family, and once she came in the family, she kept herself separate, you kept yourself over there, and those things stopped? Why would they make that up? This, like, who is he trying to convince? It's just crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. I've never seen somebody try to literally recreate history as much as Cody tries to recreate history when it comes to Robin. He is constantly trying to recreate history when it comes to anything that might not make her look so good. And it's not working. We don't like her, Cody. Sorry. They've then, fast forward, y'all, they're visiting Christine's brother. So they're going on the road trip. They make it to the house. They do a fun ATV trip, so on and so forth. They talk about the family when they were first coming together, how they all lived in a small trailer. Why would y'all think it would be good for you to live in a teeny trailer with 3 adult women and an adult man, and he is sleeping with each one of you? Of course you can hear everything. Of course it's going to create drama. I don't know how you have that many adults and you guys can't afford an upgraded home. That's crazy to me when you really think about it. 4 adults and all you guys can get is a trailer with thin walls. That's crazy. Is that just me, or is that weird? But there was 4 able-bodied people that could have gotten jobs and you guys were in a trailer. Make it make sense. I'm so confused. They talk about that. I don't know how they survived, honestly, as a family, you guys, to even get to this point where they are at. I don't even know how they made it as long as they did, living in that trailer. They also talk with Christine's brothers about like the impact of polygamy, the legality of polygamy, And this is an interesting point where Janelle brings up how, if you gave all these women legal marriages, these men would have to get it together, because these women, if they walked out on them, they'd have to split everything 50-50. And I think we've all talked about the money and how it traps women, how polygamy traps women financially. Number one, they'll give you all these kids, and then they'll give you either no skills to take care of these kids and get a job, or you'll wrap up all your finances in the family, and then if you want to leave, you leave with nothing. Christine was conveniently in a situation, thank God, in Flagstaff, where she actually bought the home and was able to walk away with her equity. Janelle does not have that same luxury. Everything she's got is wrapped up into Cody and Robin and everyone else. So she has no estate. And we're finally calling out the elephant in the room, and that's the finances of the Brown family and how Cody has created a money polygamous trap for these women. And if you want to see my video on it, how I break down how he put this together to trap these women, watch the video here, because it's all a financial trap. And that's why Janelle is still here, because she's financially stuck. And I think it's a little bit too why Mary hasn't walked away all the way, because she has finances trapped in there too. Because Coyote Pass at this point was not paid off. Mary basically says, yeah, her and Janelle might have their name on a piece of property, but none of that is completely in their name. So they're forever bound to these people. For Cody to try to say that, oh, I was trying to do something fair for them and everybody has 25% of Coyote Pass. Coyote Pass is not paid off, Cody, and you and Robin have $1 million home that you're sitting on. He did not once mention, you guys, that these women not only have Coyote Pass, but Mary and Janelle both put money into this house with Robin, so therefore they are entitled to some of the equity of this home. And this is exactly why polygamy should not be legal unless there are legal connections that allow these women to walk away and have an estate based off the full family's assets. This is exactly why. I hope they continue to talk about the money, you guys, because the money is a big deal. And it's had these women stay in these relationships way longer than what they need to, because there's way too much money wrapped up in this. So baby, when Christine aired that out, you guys, and said, that's why she's here, because of the money. And I'm like, okay, so we're not crazy. She doesn't, she keeps saying, I don't know if I'm divorced yet because of the legalities of this situation. Because there's no way in hell Janelle can think that she's still married to this man. So, you guys, we're finally going to get the episode where Robin cries on the porch about the porch. Next episode, it looks like that's what's going to happen. We'll talk about that. Oh, side note, I will enter one last WTF moment right here.
I wanted to speak up on behalf of my mom and all the efforts that she's made. And, no matter what anyone believes or feels, the truth is that she's been one of the biggest, if not the biggest, cheerleader for the good, healthy relationships and correspondence between dad and the kids and dad and the other wives.
Now, baby Aurora, I know you love your mom, sweetie, but your mother is not who you think she is when it comes to this family. I'm sorry you've been bamboozled, but your mom is not contributing to healthy relationships in any way, shape, or form. And she hasn't from the beginning. And I literally watched that portion and said, oh, Lord, she's brainwashed. Because that's unfortunately not who your mother, what your mom's telling you and what your mom is actually doing are two different things. What the family's actually doing, what your mom is telling you the family is doing, are actually two different things. And it's unfortunate that she's kind of trapped you in this and made you believe that it was something that it wasn't. And I'm sorry for that. So yeah, you guys, that's my review. A little bit of a shorter one because honestly, the episode was very boring and it had only a few portions that I thought were really worth talking about. And I'm only going to talk about things that I want to talk about because that's what makes the video interesting, right? With that being said, you guys, thanks for joining me. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about us, bring them on over to the Red Lipstick Club. And hey, We hit 2K followers, so I will have a surprise for you guys. I'll be launching something new, and it'll be a lot of fun, and you're going to love it. Until next time, bye.